outside to the front, I made a final check to make sure I got everything I wanted to take with me. I put my hologram laptop, hologram tablet, and one of the bottles of wine into my backpack. The hologram home viewer I switched to sleep mode because I left a video I made this morning for Holly to watch after I was gone with a note. I started carrying my luggage outside to be ready to be loaded. I returned inside to pick up my backpack and put it on my shoulder. For a couple of minutes, I walked around the house for the last time, and yes, I was crying again. I've been in this house for 5 years, and I'm going to leave it. I went out the front door with a final glance and locked it behind me. Tina and Holly arrived in the company van to take me to the airport. When they got out of the truck, I stood in the front walkway crying. There was nothing I could say but stand there. Tina and Holly approached me, took me in their arms, hugged me, and cried too. They didn't have anything to say because they knew the time had come for me to go. Holly went and opened the van's back door so that we could load my bags in the back. It took us 5 minutes to pack everything in the back of the truck. Tina closed the door and asked me, "Am I ready to go?" I looked at Tina and told her I wasn't, but I knew I had to leave. Before getting into the van, I took out my keys to the house and the car. The folder that had the deed to the house, the car title, and the envelope that had $1,200 I took out of my backpack. I gave Holly the folder and the envelope to Tina, and I told them to hold on to it if I changed my mind. I will not change my mind, because I had a choice to walk away when I was given the option 6 months ago. The director of the settlement program allowed everyone to leave and not go. But once you confirmed that you were going, there was no backing out. Tina tapped me on the shoulder and said to me, "Let's go. You're not going to get to the airport standing around." We chuckled when Tina said that. I took one last look at my house and my car before getting in the van. When I got in, I told Tina, "Let's go." As the truck was moving away, I felt lost and empty inside. I was leaving a piece of myself behind, never to see it again. Some of my neighbors were outside, and I said goodbye to them as we drove by. We turned onto the main road going to the airport, and I looked at the neighborhood for the last time as we drove away. It takes 40 minutes to get to the airport, as long as we're not sitting in traffic. We talked and laughed a bit on the way, and of course, we even cried a little.
8 years. 8 years. That's how long it took me to build my business as it is before I left. Now I'm standing here, looking out this window into a fucking empty void, crying because I gave it all up. I told Tiffany and Sarah that we were wrapping up this project and that I had to leave for the airport at 2. We resumed where we had stopped last night and worked on the project for the next 3 hours. At 1 p.m., we stopped working because I had to prepare to leave, and Tiffany and Sarah had to go take care of other things. The girls took their belongings and went out the front door. While we were standing outside, we looked at each other as we cried. There were no doubts about it. Tiffany and Sarah knew that today is the last day that they will see me, and it is my last time seeing them. Nothing can explain how we all felt about working together on the last project. Sarah asked if I had anything planned for the last hour before I went to the airport. I told Sarah I was going to lock the studio doors and walk to the beach without shoes for the last time. They smiled at me, hugged me one more time, got in the car and left. I waved goodbye to them as they were leaving. For the last time, I went back inside the studio to get my overnight bag, backpack, and to look around one last time before I left. As I was walking around, I took out my phone to take a couple of pictures and make a video. A lot of memories were created here, and I didn't want to forget them. After I was done walking around and taking pictures, I picked up my overnight bag, backpack, walked out the front door, and locked it for the last time. Gently, I put my hand on the glass door of the studio and said goodbye. That's the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life, saying goodbye. I don't ever want to do that again. I put my overnight bag in the car and went across the street to the beach